Good morning, ma'am. I'm Agbon Villanes from Beskrim 3D. I'm explaining the difference of robbery, theft, qualified theft, and last is fencing. First, let me discuss the robbery. The qualified robbery elements involve theft with aggravating circumstance. In the Philippines, this circumstance include the use of violence or intimidation against persons, or force upon things, as well as taking of personal property belonging to another with intent to gain or without the owner's consent. Example ani kay Juan points a knife at a pedestrian and demands their wallet. The pedestrian, scared for their life, hands it over. He taking the happens through intimidation with weapons, which makes it robbery. Napoy another case na kanang example kanang si A kuno kay nangawat sa girab niya ang store at night, giguba niya ang mga lock sa door, then steal niya ang mga sulod sa store. Next is theft. Theft becomes qualified when specific aggravating circumstances are present as outlined in Article 310 of the Revised Penal Code. Example aning theft kay si A sees a phone left unattended on a cafe table, while B is the owner of the phone is in the restroom. A takes the phone and leaves the cafe. A secretly took property without the owner's consent and without force or threats. Moto. Next is qualified theft. Qualified theft is determined by the value of the stolen property and can range from prison, correctional imprisonment of 6 months and 1 day to 6 years to reclusion perpetua, life imprisonment. Example aning qualified theft is Ana is a live-in house helper maid. Then she secretly takes her employees' jewelry from the bedroom drawers and sells it. This is qualified theft because she is a domestic servant. There was abuse of the trust given to her. That's all. And last is fencing. The crime of fencing, as defined in Philippine law, has 4 key elements. First is a prior robbery of theft. Prior robbery of theft, there must be evidence that a robbery or theft has been committed, which serves as the source of the stolen goods. And then second, the accused involvement in buying, receiving, gossiping, etc. the stolen item not is a principal or an accomplice in the original crime. Involvement in handling the stolen needs. The accused must have engaged on buying, receiving, possessing, keeping, acquiring, concealing, selling, disposing of the stolen item, or it in any way dealing with it. Third, the accused knowledge or reasonable suspicion that the item was stolen Knowledge or reason to know. The accused must have known or had reason to know that the item was derived from the process of a robbery or theft. For the accused that to gain according to the legal documents, essentially to the act of dealing with stolen goods, while the intends to profit knowing and having reason to know they are obtained illegally. Intent gains, the accused must have acted with the intention to benefit the debt or another persons through their actions. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you. Let's go!